Today is Wednesday, and that means it's time for this week's market update. In April, our county's median single-family residential home price landed at $538,000 across 246 home sales. 104 of those sales were in Bellingham, where the median sold price was up at $553,000. With housing prices this high and a lot of buyers losing out over and over on multiple offer bids, a lot of people are asking the question, why don't we just build? Here to add some perspective on the idea is local loan officer and branch manager at Umpqua Bank, Dylan Langei.
Hey everyone, I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of the current market and what I'm seeing with construction loans and construction loan financing. As many of you probably watching this know, the market's incredibly busy, crazy, appreciation is up, people are making offers, $100,000, $150,000 over asking price. So I've just been noticing a big influx, with it being springtime and just how crazy the market is, a big influx of construction loan inquiries. And here at Umpqua Bank, we do construction loans. It's an all-in-one package, so you can buy the land as well as finance the construction, all-in-one loan. It's a one-time close, which is a really, really awesome and unique product. However, there's a few kind of hiccups that I've been noticing and some information that I think is extremely key when making that decision. I basically am seeing a lot of people just really frustrated, getting beat on offers. And so they come to me and say, hey, I've heard that you guys do construction loans. We're just going to build a house. We think that, that's going to be cheaper. We can get what we want. It'll be way easier. And I just want to kind of show the reality of this. For one, the cost of materials has just skyrocketed over the last year due to COVID. Manufacturing shortages, there's numbers flying around where lumber has gone up from 70 to 200%. Steel as well, for rebar that they put in the concrete has appreciated. So just the cost of materials by itself has skyrocketed from 2020. A few other pieces that people forget are some costs. So there's kind of a few different pieces, right? There's the cost of the land, and then there's hard costs and soft costs. So the cost of the land, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's the raw land cost. Hard cost is your materials and your labor, right? Your lumber cost, your framer, right? Who's gonna frame the lumber, right? To frame your home. That's the hard cost. What people often forget about are the soft costs. And some of those are, so your permits. So I have a construction loan in Bellingham right now, and those permit fees are, I want to say it was about $32,000 to build in the city of Bellingham. You have sales tax, which is 8.7%, and that's on the cost to build, on those hard costs. You have the contractor's profit and overhead. So typically we're seeing that between 10 and 12% of those hard costs as well. You also have your contingency fund that the bank requires. That's 5% of your hard costs in a contingency fund in case, and I should say when, things run over budget. And then you also have your architectural, engineering, and those plans, the design costs, which typically is about 4 to 6% of construction costs. So a lot of times, those items alone, I'm seeing ranging from $50,000 to $100,000, right? And then you just look at the sheer, cost per square foot. And I want to use an example of a construction loan I'm doing right now, just to give you guys some hard numbers. This is a 2,200 square foot home in Bellingham that's being built by a local builder. And I got back the construction budget, and the cost to build was about $890,000 for a 2,200 square foot home. Granted, it's on a slanted lot, so there's some dig out costs and foundation costs that have created some increases, but the increase in steel and lumber have just skyrocketed the cost to build. That's almost $400 a square foot for that build. And that does not include any of the soft costs, right? The permits, the design fees, anything like that. So honestly, that's just the reality of construction loans and construction financing and the material costs right now. And I really hope that was informative. Let me know if you have any questions at all.
So if you have plenty of time, cash, and patience on hand, and you're willing to work with builders and land use consultants, this might be a great option for you. But for most of us, building a home is not going to be a realistic alternative to the resale housing market. This isn't meant to discourage anyone. I believe consumers are in a stronger position when you enter the discussion fully informed and aware of the realities of the current housing market and real estate situation. And that's why we make these videos month after month. For you buyers out there, our team recently published a blog post on strategies that could help you inch ahead and win, even in this hot seller's market. And that was this week's market update. We'll see you next time.